sixth title for that was another fantastic season. Hey guys, Neomis here. I am coming to you live at home watching the Europa League live draw, and I thought it would be really good for me today to. It's something that I've done year after year with when we do the cup draws, particularly the European draws, on who Arsenal could potentially face. It is 12:07, so pretty earlier on in the draw. They have now just finished talking about all the pleasantries, everything that has happened over the past 6 months with the whole epidemic and how that's affected football. And now we are getting into the beginnings of the draw. Now, one thing that I will say is let me load up some of the potential teams who Arsenal could face. So here we go. Pots and teams. So pot one, you got Arsenal, Tottenham, Roma, Napoli, Benfica, Bayer Leverkusen, Villarreal, CSKA Moscow, Sporting Braga, Ghent, Celtic, and PSV Eindhoven. Now, I will say this: that's a pretty that's the top groups. Those are the ones that are ranked, and you can understand why they're ranked. These are the best of the best teams, but it's still pretty early on, so we don't have to worry about facing these teams now. It's going to come later on in the early part of next year when these teams are really going to be a factor. But in pot two, these are the potential ones that Arsenal could face because Arsenal are in pot one. We got Dinamo Zagreb, Sparta Prague, Slavia Prague, Ludogorets. We've seen them plenty of times in Champions League. Europe, young boys, we see them a lot of times in the Europa League, as well as sometimes in the Champions League. Red Star Belgrade, we know about them. Rapid Vienna, haven't come across them in a while. Leicester are in pot two. So, I mean, this is probably some of the other teams, the likes of Benfica and Roma, are probably not going to be looking towards facing Leicester. Leicester are a top side, and it's going to be just difficult for a lot of those other sides there in pot one. Karabag, who we faced before, they're in pot two. We could get them again. We've got PAOK as well, who for I think it's Chuba Akpom, who previously played for them now at Middlesbrough. You got Standard Liège and you got Real Sociedad. So those are the teams in pot two. Now, I mean, I don't like to talk about well, in terms of who I would like Arsenal to face, I mean, we'd probably want to go for the easiest ones out of them. So maybe Ludogorets, maybe Karabag in there. Obviously, we can't get Leicester, but preferably I don't want like Real Sociedad. I wouldn't want Dinamo Zagreb. Red Star Belgrade can be a problem, but I think that I think all of the teams in pot two that we're eligible to face, I don't think that we're going to have a problem with really beating. Then you got pot three. We've got Granada, AC Milan are in pot three. So surprised to see that. I mean, they've definitely fallen from grace to be in pot three. You got AZ Alkmaar, Feyenoord, very good team. AK Athens, Rangers, who I believe that we cannot face in the group stages. Maccabi Tel Aviv, Molde, Hoffenheim, Lask, Hapoel Beersheba, and Cluj. So I mean, pot three, we could draw AC Milan. We could that would probably be for me. I would say the most difficult one out of that group that we could potentially get. Maybe Feyenoord and AZ Alkmaar. And then you got pot four. You've got Nice, who can be a problem. Lille, who can be a problem. Zorya Lunhask, who I have no idea where they are, and I'm probably butchered the name of their team. You get Rijeka, Dundalk, Slovan, Liberec, Royal Antwerp, which I've heard of, Lech Poznan, who I think we'll be able to get through, no problem. Sivasspor, Wolfsberger, Omnia, Nicosia, and CSKA Sofia. So those are all the teams that we have to face. Potential group of death if we manage to draw AC Milan and Lille out of pot 3 and 4, and maybe like a Real Sociedad. But I mean, like, let's see how it goes. It's about to really get started. Hello, soccer boys. How you doing? Who do you support? I assume you're an Arsenal fan. Who do you looking forward to us going up against in this Europa League draw? It is going to be very, very interesting with how this is going to go. Doing the draw is Ciro Ferreira Celtic. Celtic, I believe, are pot 1. Yeah, Celtic are in pot 1, meaning that we can't actually play them. But Leicester could probably end up facing Celtic. So that would be interesting with the Brendan Rodgers dynamic. So that's something that could be something there. Yeah, could really be something. I think that would actually be pretty good, a real funny one. And I know Celtic fans would be loving to get one over on Brendan Rodgers with that. With some of the videos I put up in regards to transfers, particularly on the Tierney transfer, and then you got Rangers fans as well, who I think are just as passionate as you guys. Like it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting on how things go. Let's see what's going on there. So still right now, still talking about the pleasantries on the Europa League draw. And it looks like they are about to get started. Yep, it looks like they're about to get started. Good luck. All right, Giorgio Marchetti, UFA, UEFA Deputy Secretary, is now speaking. What he's saying, couldn't really care of, but we want to know is the draws right now.
Since the start of the pandemic, key people and stakeholders have come together for the coming year. This unity and the understanding of
who else have we got? All right, so Soccer Boys is in the chat.
These combined efforts have enabled us to complete last season's Europa League with the final tournament in Germany. Congratulations, of course, to Korea. We see the whole qualification phase unfold, and now we keep off the 2020-21 Europa League Group stage. This competition brings so many of our member associations together.
7 people watching it. Hello to all the new joiners of the live stream. Right now, just watching the Europa League draw. It looks like it's just about to get started. All the pleasantries are still going on right now. They haven't really drawn anyone just as of yet, but I would figure in the next couple of minutes, this is about to happen. So if you do manage to or want to find some way to watch the draw live, do find a way. I'm sure there's probably some type of stream that you can get online. Do check that out. But for now, no teams as of yet. I mean, this all kicked off at 12. We're about 15 minutes in, and still no draw left. So this is going to be interesting. And now they go to commercial. Fuck. Okay, so now they're talking about all the different plots. It's not on commercial. So they're explaining everything that I've just told you guys. Plot 1, plot 2, plot 3, and plot 4. I do have to say, I think Arsenal need to go for a nice, easy group. Let's give some of our young academy players a chance in these.
For this reason, the 12 groups will be distinguished by colours. Groups A to F will be red, and groups Q to A will be blue. When a paired club is drawn, for example, into a red group, A to F, the other paired club, once it has been drawn, will automatically be assigned to one of the 6 blue groups, Q to A. Please also note
But based on a decision taken by the Europa Executive Committee, teams from Russia and Ukraine should not be drawn in the same group.
Okay, so teams from Russia and the Ukraine can't be drawn in the same groups.
The team drawn is placed in the first available group in alphabetical order from A to L, as indicated by the computer. For example, if the team drawn has all 12 options from A to L available, it will automatically be allocated to Group A. In a similar way, if the team drawn has only 6 options available from G to L,
they're just going over the rules now on how they're going to do the draw.
It must be noted that the number of options available to a team depends on
Standard stuff.
the team's own attributes, for example, route to venue, and most of the teams already drawn, but also on the attributes of the other teams still to be drawn. This is due to the computer calculations needed to anticipate all possible scenarios and to prevent any deadlock situation. This procedure will allocate all teams to the various groups. Then it will be repeated for the teams in pots 2, 3, and 4 in that order.
So what they're going to do is they're going to go and everybody that's in pot 1 is going to be, they're the ones that are going to be drawn in their respective groups. So Arsenal, Arsenal will be the one of the first to get drawn first. And the Europa League is set to kick off in the next 3 weeks. So once we do get the draw on this, 3 people are in the chat. If you do like the stream, please hit a thumbs up on this one.
As you can see, last year's qualifiers, Arsenal had 2 English teams, 2 Italian teams, 4 winners, also first English pot.
So we got 2 English teams in pot 1, 2 Italian teams, 2 Germans, 2 Portuguese. No, sorry, 1 German, 2 Portuguese. But it looks like everything is about to get started. Thank you guys once again for the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. It does help to support the channel out, helps for YouTube to show the live stream to more people that either don't know me or aren't subscribed to the channel. So the first draw has just happened and we have gotten, who's coming out first? AS Roma. Roma from Italy has been drawn first. They will be drawn, I believe, in Group A according to the rules that I've just seen. So we got Rome. Yeah, Roma is officially in Group A. To everybody that's joining, please hit the thumbs up. It does help the channel out. See, we got 6 people joining. Come on, peoples. Okay. Then we have Arsenal. Woo! Arsenal, Group B. There we go. Okay. Arsenal have been drawn early in the group. And it is looking nice. Arsenal are the main ones in Group B at the moment. So it is, I should be writing this down. Bayer Leverkusen has drawn in Group C at the moment. Bayer Leverkusen. Now, none of these teams, if you support any of the teams that are in pot 1 that I talked about before, they cannot be played against each other. So we've talked about Roma, Arsenal, and Bayer Leverkusen. Benfica have just been drawn into Group D. Benfica. Unbeaten in 22 home games. Wow, well done, Benfica. PSV Eindhoven is in Group E. Again, to everybody that's joining, please hit the thumbs up. It does help to support the channel. There we go. Let's see where Spurs go. I mean, this is a rival, of course. Napoli, forgot about them. I mean, potentially they could be a problem. I mean, they've grown weaker, which is probably why we haven't gone and tried to sell Socrates to them yet. So Napoli are in Group F. In Group G, we got Braga in Group G. Braga, okay, no problem. Celtic are in Group H. Soccer boys, Celtic have just been in Group H. Villarreal, Group I. Soccer boys, your team are in Group H at the moment. It's going to be a little while before we see who they draw up against. Spurs are in Group J. Spurs Group J. It's very interesting. To everyone that's just jumped into the live stream, do hit the thumbs up, does help the channel out. CSKA Moscow, Group K, I believe. Yeah, that's right, CSKA Moscow. Rumpelforce. Oh God, like that name is just ridiculous.
Which includes following teams, Zagreb, Rapid Wien, City Park.
All right, that is. Oh, and Group L was Ghent. Now we're going into pot 2. Who are we going to be facing now? Hey, things get good. So if you have not been properly concentrating and watching this, now we're about to find out who we're going to play against. Let's see who Roma are going to play against first. The first draw for pot 2. Young boys. I believe they will go up against Roma in Group A. Now, for who Arsenal are going to face in Group B. Someone easy, please. Someone easy. Oh, we got Rapid Wien. All right. The Austrian side, we're going up against Rapid Wien. I'll be talking and researching a lot about them. Don't know much about them, so that will be interesting. For Group C, Slavia Praha. I think that's how you pronounce it. Bayer Leverkusen. Standard Liège is in a group with Benfica. That's a tough one for them. Real tough one. Standard Liège. PAOK is in Group B. They'll be going up against PSV. So far, we still got Leicester in that group. Really interesting to see what happens. Group F is next with Napoli. Will Leicester be drawn up against Napoli? I was right. Leicester have drawn Napoli in the group stage. We are looking at now a potential group of death for Leicester with Napoli. No, they get G's. Oh, I missed one. Leicester are not in Group F. They are in Group G. Sparta Prague are playing Celtic in Group H. Karabag will be in Group I with Villarreal. I wonder what happened to Group F. Did I miss that? Ludogorets. Ludogorets is a tough one. They have been drawn with Spurs. Real Sociedad have drawn CSKA Moscow. Go Red Star Belgrade, really? Let's see. I want to see where Red Star are going to join. I want to see if they join another group with Arsenal. Last one, I think, is Ghent. I think that's Red Star Belgrade. That's just been no. And then in Group L is Krevnadar Zedar. Oh, that is Red Star Belgrade, I believe. Very interesting. I think there are some that I'm missing at the moment because I've been talking, looking at this and trying to concentrate right now. But I'll give you a full update on how that is looking in a sec. Now we're going on to pot 3. There's Granada, AC Milan, AZ Alkmaar, Feyenoord, AK Athens, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Rangers, Molde, Hoffenheim, Lask, a team, Hapoel, Beer, Shiva, maybe they like beers, and Cluj, who we got in pot 3 at the moment. Let's see what's going to happen in pot 3. Roma, Young Boys. Who will Roma and Young Boys be playing? Cluj. Okay. Cluj. That's a pretty decent one. All right, this is for the Arsenal pick. Who will Arsenal face their third team along with Rapid Wien? Someone easy. We got Molde. Okay, I think Sweden. No, Norway. That's not bad. Isn't that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's old team, Molde? I believe so. Someone clarify that for me. AEK Athens have drawn in Group C with Bayer Leverkusen and Slavia Prague. No, they're in Group G with Leicester. Then there's the group that just drawn that I couldn't talk about. The Bear team, Hapoel Beer Sheva, they are in Group C. I want Arsenal to face big teams in Europa League like Lille and Milan and Galatasaray. Well, unfortunately, we're going to be facing Rapid Wien and Molde, so we're not going to get Milan for sure, because I think Milan are in Group C. Rangers are in Group D, and they're going up against Benfica and Standard Liège. That's a tough group right there. Steven Gerrard has his work cut out for him. Which is bigger, Chelsea or Arsenal? Well, that's a stupid question. Of course, it's Arsenal. AC Milan, they're kind of in a group of death with PSV and PAOK at the moment. Arsenal are the best team in the world. Come on, Javid. Like, you should know this. Best team in the world. It's all about the red and white. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so as well. Maccabi Tel Aviv is in Group I. AZ Alkmaar has now been drawn. If you don't know, Netherlands club, and they are in Group F with Real Sociedad and Napoli. Lask have now been drawn, another Austrian club, and they are in Group J. They will be in Group J with Spurs. So Spurs looking like they've got a pretty simple-ish group. Yes, come on, you Gunners. Fuck. Feyenoord just drawn. Okay, that's a big club. And Feyenoord should be Group K. Granada, first time Europa League draw, are in Group E. And they're with PAOK. Hoffenheim have now been joined. Reece Nelson's old loan club. They're in Group L.
Thank you, gentlemen. 36 teams have been drawn, 12 to go. That concludes top 3. Of course, we have 1 more to go to complete the lineup.
Okay, who have Arsenal got? Arsenal right now have Rapid Wien and Molde. That's it right now. So now we're coming up to the last group. It's looking like a pretty simple group, honestly. It really is. And then in this final part, potentially it's Lille. It's probably the hardest one in pot 4. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. I mean, I would say even if Arsenal drew Lille, I still think it would be Lille and Arsenal coming out of that group so far. I think we've got 2 standard type of teams to get through. So for Pot A, CSKA Sofia, Bulgarian side, they are in Group A, along with Young Boys, Cluj, and Roma. All right, here we go for Arsenal's last team. Who are Arsenal going to play in this final team? And we get the Irish side, Dundalk. Yes, it's an easy group. Now I know Moses Javid, you said that you want to face the bigger teams, but this is an opportunity. You blood the youngsters. We've got Dundalk. I've never seen them play, never heard of them. I just know that they're an island, and that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. And then in Group C have just been joined with Nice. Nice has been drawn in Group C along with Bayer Leverkusen, Slavia Praha, and Hopel Biel. So that group is now finished. Lech Poznan, they've been drawn, and I believe that would put them in Group D. Yes, they are in Group D with Rangers, Benfica, and Standard Liège. Lech Poznan, that's a pretty interesting group. So definitely is going to be tough for Steven Gerrard and Rangers fans, if there are any Rangers fans here. Who we got? Okay, next group, Part E. Ammonia FC Cypriot Club, I believe that's Cyprus, and they will be in Group E. Yep, Group E. So Group E is complete with PSV. Well, I'll talk about all the groups afterwards and give my final thoughts on that. We got a Ukrainian club going in Group G. That's Zoria Luhansk. They're in Group G. And they're going with Braga, aka Athens, and Leicester. We got and a big one just dropped. Lille from France. I know everybody was talking about Lille. Javid was. Lille are in Group H. Okay, so this is Group H with Celtic. Celtic have got Lille now. They've got Spraha Prague, and they have AC Milan are in Group H. That is a difficult group. That is a difficult group right there for Celtic. Soccer boys, I think you're going to have a tough one on your hands right there. Croatian side HNK Rijeka. That's how they're pronouncing it. I probably butchered that. And that's in Group F. That's the side with Napoli, AZ Alkmaar, and Real Sociedad. We got 4 more teams. Then I'll give my final thoughts on everything. Sivasspor, Turkish side. They're actually a pretty decent side, to be honest. We've seen them a couple of times in the Champions League. They're going to be in Group I. Now, Group I is compete with Sivasspor, and that is Villarreal, Karabag, and Maccabi Tel Aviv. Wolfsberger, Austrian side. They are now going to be, I should be with Group K. They're going to be with CSK Moscow, Feyenoord, GNK Dynamo, and Wolfsberger. We really have got to get back to the Champions League. I'm butchering some of these teams' names. Yeah.
Two more to go, including Canada in Let's see.
Two more to go, including Spurs in Group J and Group L. Slovan Liberec. They should be in Group J. Sorry, Group L. They have been drawn in Group L with Hoffenheim. That's Slovan Liberec. And the last team to be drawn is Spurs. And they get Royal Antwerp, which I think are pretty decent side there. Royal Antwerp, but I think overall that Group J with Spurs is it's doable. It really is doable. So now that they have it here, we got Group A, Young Boys, Roma, Cluj, CSK, Sofia. Group B is Arsenal, Rapid Wien, Molde, Dundalk. Group C by Leverkusen, Slavia Prague, Hapoel Beersheva, and Nice. Group D is Benfica, Standard Liège, Rangers, Lech Poznan. Group E, PSV, PAOK Granada, Omnia. Group F, Napoli, Real Sociedad, AZ Alkmaar, and HNK Rijeka, however you pronounce it. Again, I'm butchering these names. I apologize if you're fans of any of those European teams. I've said that bad. Dundalk is amazing. Have you been to Dundalk, Mosey? I've no clue. I just know that they're an island, but that's about it. So for me, I'm very interested to see how this goes. Yeah, I think should be good. Should be good. So the other groups, Group G, Braga, Leicester, AK Athens, Zorya, Luhansk. Group H, Celtic, Sparta Praha, Milan, AC Milan, and Lille. That is probably for me the toughest group that I've seen. Villarreal in Group I, Karabag, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Sivasspor. Group J, Spurs, Tottenham Hotspurs, Ludogorets, Lask, and Royal Antwerp. Group K, CSK Moscow, GNK, Dynamo, Feyenoord, and Wolfsberger. And Group L, Ghent, which I believe is Red Star Belgrade, but they say it like their proper name. Krevna Zvida. Again, I apologize, I probably butchered that name. Hoffenheim and Slovan Liberec. We could ask for a better. Yes, indeed. Like, not just the traveling part, because I mean, right now we're still in these times where like no one's really traveling anywhere, at least into the foreseeable future. And to be honest, I don't see us going anywhere until the next stage, which will be interesting because then we have to deal with the dropouts from the Europa League. So that'll be interesting as well. But if you haven't done so already, guys, hit the thumbs up. It does help support the channel if you haven't done so. But that is the draw officially done. Samuel Collins, tough opponent. I don't know if that's supposed to be banter or if that's a serious thing, or if you're a Dundalk fan. Yeah, I apologize, but I don't believe that team is going to be much of a handful for Arsenal. I put out the video yesterday on our game against Liverpool, and I thought we played incredibly well with our B team. And if we play a similar team in the Europa League group stage, and I think that will probably be the case, I don't see a reason why we can't get past our Dundalk. Yeah. It could have been so much worse. Yes, it could have been so much worse. At the beginning of the stream, I talked about potentially we could have drawn the likes of like a Standard Liège, AC Milan. Like if you look at Group H, that could have been us. We could have drawn AC Milan, or we could have drawn Lille. And that was the group that I didn't want to join. Like, it looks better on paper to go up against these teams, but I mean, with the amount of games that's coming in the league for Arsenal, I mean, we really want to be just churning games out. We're going to be rotating. So for me, I want to win all the competitions. I want to win the Carabao Cup, FA Cup. I want to win the league, even though I don't think that there's much of a chance. And I want to win the Europa League as well. So for me, I want to win everything. It could have. Thank you so much. If we don't qualify, well, there's no. We better qualify. You are absolutely right. We need to qualify. We don't qualify. That is. I don't even know what to say. That would just be an absolute travesty if we don't manage to qualify for the next stage of the Europa League. I think this is a competition that we can win. And to be honest, I think that Mourinho for Spurs is going to be trying to win this trophy for Spurs. I think that's going to be their only way towards Champions League. And I think it's for us to let's win a European trophy. Come on now, it's been a while. Let's finally do the deed and start winning more trophies. I meant not too much traveling for the players. Yeah, that's true. Not too much traveling for the players. I do think that for the most part, at least in the group stage, I don't think that they're. I think it'll be mainly bench players that I think will be starters, and with some academy players as well. I think Runarsson is probably going to get a lot of games within the Europa League, and I think that maybe we probably won't see the likes of Leno in goal up until the last 32, maybe even last 16, depending on how Runarsson does. So it's going to be an interesting one. But I think that I think the draw was very kind to us. Rapid Wien, Molde and Dundalk. I don't know much about Dundalk. I have to be really, really honest. I don't know much about them. I mean, if I have to comment on the Irish league, again, it's not a league that I know much about, but I would say that, and this is coming from a completely outside perspective. Are they even on the same level as the Premier League? No. Are they on the same level as the Championship? Probably not. Are they on the same level as the Scottish League? Probably not as well. So it's a nice draw. Rapid Wien, I do think that we maybe need to watch out for. I mean, historically, they are a decent side. Never been in the same realm as Arsenal, but they could cause us problems. And I know Molde can potentially cause us problems as well. But it's, Arsenal have quality. If it's one of those things whereby we mess up and we need to fix things, I know that this team and Arteta has the players on the bench to be able to then be able to contribute. But it's a very nice draw. Perfect group to try out, Runarsson, and give games for the youngsters. Exactly. And finally, we may actually see William Saliba get an opportunity to play in these type of games as well. So I do see that as being an opportunity for him and for the rest of the Arsenal youngsters and other players who don't get a lot of games. Who knows? Maybe we even might see the likes of Ozil and Guendouzi if they are still at the club for transfer deadline day, which I will be doing something, if not by myself, but with our one-on-one Arsenal show in regards to transfer deadline day. Hopefully, we'll be trying to get some deals over the line to help them to strengthen our squads. But yeah, that's a good draw, and I perfectly believe that we will get to the next round. But I will say this, guys, thanks once again for watching the live stream. It's been the first live stream in a while. If there are any more questions, I know there's 5 people still watching the live stream. If there are no other questions, are there anything else? Any other comments? What do you guys think of the draw? Thanks, Carol, for your comments. Mosey, are you still in there? What do you think of that? If that is it, nevertheless, we're approaching 45 minutes. This is the longest stream I have ever done. in my life as a YouTuber. So I will end it there. But thank you once again for watching the live stream. Again, leave your comments below on anything you think of afterwards. Check out my other content, especially my thoughts on last night's game against Liverpool. Arsenal are now into the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. And I will see you all next time. Peace.